Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Confessions of a Gamer Girl podcast. I'm your host, Doomcutie, and it's time to get spooky with the clown who's going to haunt me in my sleep, Shaye.
I do what I
I'm
can.
really afraid of clowns. And Ellie, the unicorn roadkill.
Hell yeah.
And, of course, our lovely guest, Bayonetta herself. This is the lovely Jess Rawlings. We did. It was very difficult to get her. So, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Thanks so much for being here. As always, ladies, what have you been gaming? What has been catching your attention lately? Spooky or not, I don't mind. Let us know. Jess, why don't you go first?
I've been playing Zelda Echoes of Wisdom since it dropped, which has been nice and fun. But I also am someone that never finishes games. So I guess in terms of spooky games, I am finally getting to the end of the Alan Wake crossover DLC of Control, like the Remedy game. I've been obsessed with it since I came out. It's like very like I was an SCP kid who went on like the SCP wiki all the time. So it was so cool to like see the crossover of how they turned that fiction project into a game. And I spent like 2 days straight in lockdown playing Control, but never finished.
Fantastic.
Playing like Signalis too, which again is a couple of years old now, but like I've found it so interesting and it's very like David Lynch, and I'm one of those people that really loves Eraserhead, the movie. So that's been like, it's only 16 hours, it's not super long, but it's been a very, very fun, spooky game to play.
Amazing. I haven't played Control or Alan Wake or the new Zelda, but as long as you've been having fun, that's amazing. And there's nothing like lockdown to create a gamer. Just putting that out there. The chat approves your tasting games. So there you go. Shaye and Ellie, I know you've been sorry. My voice became cursed all of a sudden. Shaye and Ellie, you guys have been streaming lately. So what's been going on lately?
Well, I did the scariest thing, and I played a stressful game on stream. I decided it'd be a really good idea to play Plate Up, which is very similar to Overcooked, but worse. So much worse. Oh my god. Just by the end of it, everybody was stressed. Nobody was happy. And then before that, even better, I played the new Mario Party because apparently I don't like having friends. So it's been a lot of yelling on my channel. And then coming up on Thursday, we've got Cheeky, the Devil in Me? So looking forward. Yeah. Keen.
You know, I'm not
spooky games.
I'm not surprised you have a devil in you, Shaye, though. Just saying.
What do you mean? No, I am it. It's all. It's definitely all at this point. I was waiting for people to be like, Shaye, you don't even have makeup on. This is just you. And I was like,
someone did.
Yeah, no, I was waiting. I was like, it's I can hear it coming. I know it.
Ellie, tell us how are your adventures going?
Well, Halloween is every day for me. It is genuinely every day. I was actually reminiscing on the fact that as soon as I started gaming, I liked the freakier titles. So Halloween is really fun for me because everyone seems to get around the spooky titles. So I get to talk to everyone about my gaming. As you saw, my eyes lit up when Shaye mentioned The Devil in Me, because the Dark Pictures anthology, which is what the Devil in Me is a part of, is my favorite genre of games. It's a series, and it is absolutely, I think that everyone has like soul games. I think they just connect with their soul. And for me, Dark Pictures Anthology is one of them. So speaking of, I've been playing the remake of Until Dawn, which is by Supermassive Games as well, but it's not part of the Dark Pictures Anthology. That's like their own project.
But it's so good.
Oh, it is so good. Like Until Dawn is my favorite game forever and always. And the remake came out. I was like, oh, you know what? It's going to be a fantastic, but it cannot like improve on perfection. It's improved on perfection. And I want to be buried in a case of Until Dawn because it's amazing. And hot take, it's worth the 110 price tag for me. And I'm absolutely loving it. So there you go.
That's Ellie, your enthusiasm just exploded there.
Yes.
So Thank you for honoring us with that.
It is my time to shine in spooky season and spooky games. So love it.
Well, what I actually hold on, I don't want this on. Not that this is a spooky game, but it was a very spooky experience. Last night, I happened to stumble upon, I don't know if you know this streamer, but she has been on Confessions of a Gaming Girl before, not the podcast, but on COAGG COAGG Conversations. JJ Binks, she's a Sims streamer, became quite popular on TikTok through that, and now really, really amazing. But for the first time ever, I saw her streaming something else. It was Dress to Impress. So next minute she sees that I'm in the chat. I said, hey, and like she's telling people to like score their outfits and stuff. And I've seen this everywhere. Like I've never jumped into it or anything like that. Didn't even know like what to do. Felt like such a boomer about it all. And she's like, come on in. Trying to get me to play the game. And I was like, oh God, okay. So I had to download Roblox. Like my computer is tainted now. It has Roblox on it. And then okay, all right. So add her as a friend and then I can join her game, all this stuff. And like I'm in there and there's a timer going and everything is everywhere. Like the clothes are like everywhere. And it was my first time and I didn't know how to put a face on. And so I had like 2 pairs of shoes on and I didn't know how to take the shoes off. And I don't have the premium pack, so I can't go into the special VIP area. And it was not a good time. And I embarrassed myself. I embarrassed myself thoroughly on this very popular streamer's stream. And anyway, I wanted to crawl under my desk and just live there.
Embarrassment is scary, so it fits the theme. Okay.
Yeah. I would I would play it again, but maybe not like with someone who's really, really popular. Like if it was just amongst my, our community, like that would be okay because I wouldn't feel embarrassed to make a mistake. But yes, embarrassment as in the form of a horror. Yeah, definitely not a good experience. And how do you take 2 pairs of shoes off? Do you have to go? Anyway, if someone could just DM me that'd be great. Or just comment on here. I didn't emote because I was too embarrassed about my 2 pairs of shoes and my no face. And they couldn't even say play. They couldn't play.
Only have like 2 feet. Did you have like one different shoe on each foot?
No. They overlap.
Oh,
okay.
You're gonna have that nice Z fighting. I like it.
Yeah. And like, and even the clothes that you put on, like, yeah. Anyway, I need help. Okay.
Next time, just
help.
Next time, just say it's on purpose. Okay, you gotta really lean into it. Don't let people tell you you're incorrect. They're incorrect. Why don't they have 2 pairs of shoes on? Why aren't they as cool as you? Okay,
fashion.
They're not up to you yet.
Trend setting.
Exactly.
But you don't understand, okay? You just don't understand. These people had like the most amazing outfits and dresses and like amazing hair.
But you wanted to be different. You wanted to be different, and that's good.
Well, I wanted to be a basic because that's what it felt like. It felt like I was just beta or whatever. There was no Riz. There was no Riz.
Some people are really into feet and shoes. You don't know. You don't know people without knowing. It's the beans. People love the beans.
Get them grippers out, girl. Get them out.
Anyway, so that was fun, and obviously I'm still on my World of Warcraft grind. They are celebrating 30 years.
Damn. Are they doing the really pretty like Halloween map stuff they usually do?
Yes, it is. It is. All Hallow's End.
Oh, fantastic. I love WoW's special events. Like they do such a gorgeous like map splash and it's so pretty.
there has been a little bit of controversy around the celebration. So first of all, like the special like celebration coins that you get in the game, you know, for doing like the daily activities or the weekly activities, whatever they are, was so small, and you needed to farm, I think, to get every single thing if you want it. I think you need like 4,000 coins or something ridiculous, and the quests were only rewarding like 2 or 3. And like there's also like this mount competition. You had to like one up each other in mounts, and like people who've played the game since they were a fetus, like they have all these really rare mounts, and I'm just like, I have 200 mounts. Okay, that is so small compared to some people.
Fiamma got the mount. Oh,
yes. So
we're gonna have to ask.
There is another mount, and they've released it. It's 120 Australian dollars for this auction house mailbox transmog mount. And yeah, you can just buy it from the store.
That's one of Ellie's spoopy games, or like 2 of literally any other game. Oh boy, your booty
from
better be
anywhere.
comfy.
But from anywhere, if I'm farming, if I'm out there, you know, in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, my bags are full, I should probably sell some of my stuff. You can do that from anywhere. It's the price of convenience.
I will accept it this time, unwillingly.
Yeah. So yes. So outside of that hasn't been spooky. WoW does like
that's a spooky amount of money for a damn mount.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Speaking of not spooky at all, actually, Jess. First of all, thank you for coming on to Confessions of a Gamer Girl. It is obviously amazing to have you here. Before we get on to talk about, you know, getting into, you know, the rabbit hole of said spookiness, I just want to highlight a little bit about yourself and the work that you do. Obviously, people in the chat, they might not know you, they might, but yeah, take it away, Jess.
Thank you for having me. It's so exciting to be here. I can't believe I'm on podcasts and streams now. It's so unreal. I'm just
You're amazing.
Thank you. I'm just rolling. So I don't know. I do a lot of different things now. Yes, I'm CEO and co-founder of Next Level Collaboration. So we're a social enterprise from the University of Melbourne, and we run cooperative gaming groups for neurodivergent kids, like those who have autism or have ADHD, to help them build social connections and collaborative teamwork skills using cooperative video games, which is really, really exciting. I like to do a lot of work with our girls, who are hilarious and very diplomatic in criticizing your fashion sense a lot of the time. My co-founder Matt, like they are so like diplomatic.
So you're familiar with this Riz, then? You're familiar.
The Riz.
Not natural, but like my hair underneath this wig is like bright red and purple, so they just think that's the best. It's like the bars let you 12. This is
amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, I do not care what anyone thinks of me now, except like 12-year-old autistic girls.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have good taste. I'm just saying, like they have their special interest and they roll with it, and I just absolutely admire the dedication.
And they're
it's
honest.
Good.
Like they which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also recruit and hire neurodivergent young adults to help run our programs because we want this like to be led by the neurodivergent community. But we don't want to be doing stuff, you know, to them. We want to be doing stuff with them. And for like the kids, sometimes just having these role models is huge, because it's really sad. But some of these kids are told like they're never going to do anything, or you know, like you go, oh well, like, I can one day,
you have so much potential.
That was my school reports.
If I hear it one more time, I'll push someone over.
If only she'd shut up. Just
yes.
I got to wish you over in class more often. It's like I'm so anxious, man. I don't want to put my hand up. I guess I'm at the Next Level, which is like most of my day job at the moment. I also work as a researcher at the University of Melbourne, so I do a lot of work around like social inclusion using gaming. And I guess I'm technically a speech pathologist by trade, so I've had this weird sort of path into from like becoming a speech pathologist to an academic researcher, sort of working in education, starting Next Level, and now my work's kind of an intersection between speech pathology, like inclusive education, and game design, which is really, really cool to me anyway. I've just started doing my PhD as well on like the experiences of adult neurodivergent women, like who game for recreational play and leisure, because there's so much sort of research out there like for kids, and it's so bad. Like you imagine girls just don't exist in a lot of this gaming research? So when I was like finding studies as part of my literature review, I was like, right, can we just have one woman in the study, just one woman over the age of 18, and there's like,
sorry, we don't do that. We don't know.
We don't know them.
Research,
No.
and I'm sitting here going, oh, like trying to find research for this is so difficult because girls, like, we apparently just don't exist.
Wow.
That's pretty much what I do, I guess. It's so funny. It's like it's been 4 years now, and this has just snowballed into such. I just keep saying yes to things, and they keep happening.
Exactly.
Which is amazing. Like, that's so niche, and that's really, really cool. Like, I just absolutely, I love psychology. I think that's really a lot of people's takes, though. I love learning about myself through psychology. Like, I'm not a psychologist. I love learning about myself through psychologists, and I love chatting to people who are in psychology, and throwing that in with gaming is absolutely fantastic. I think it's so niche because I think gamers have one thing in common, and I think that's us feeling isolated from the world when realistically, what was the stats, Doom? Like, was it like 51% of like gamers are women, and then like 70, like 70% of Australians or something are gamers? Like, that is not legit. I would have to like double check it. But
I think the latest stats from the last was 84%, so it risen from 78 to 84%.
So majority of the country are playing games, whether that be phone games, board games, like video games. Like, we are all gamers, so we are totally not alone. Like, we have to let go of our childhood because that's where it's come from. But it's just absolutely fantastic that psychology meets gaming. So Jess, you're a bit of an idol of mine. Like, it's just you just have like so, like, it's just really, really cool to have that sort of like niche element, but it's realistically like not niche. It's majority of the country.
And the average age, you're like, I know the report you're talking about. I think it was done through like IGEA or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Australian gamer is like 35 years old.
That's correct.
It's not letting go of your childhood, and that it's not just kids. It's games for everyone now. And like, I've worked with mums who even through lockdowns and that used Animal Crossing like to bond with their kids and play.
Dude, it was such a savior.
And all these really cool things. And I remember getting told as a kid, like, I'm so horrendously uncoordinated. Like, the kids on crutches got picked before I did in high school care. Like, I cannot catch a ball. But I was like, go outside and do something. You're never going to make money playing games. Like, I was never going to have a professional, like, WNBA career or anything like that. Look at me. But yeah, like, for a long time, I think games weren't always like celebrated or accepted as something that could take place. And I work with someone called Dan, he's up in Queensland and does what we call like the Fuse Cup, doing school esports leagues and that. And it's so interesting, like, for a lot of these kids, that's the first time that their interest in gaming has been celebrated as like an area of strength, and potentially something that could take them places in the future, not even necessarily as like a player, but doing things like streaming or emceeing or even events management and that. But for a long time, and I'm rapidly approaching 30, but so like, and I'm not that old, but these were things that were never like presented to me when I was in high school.
Yeah,
totally.
It was sort of like very traditional career path, and gaming was a hobby. It wasn't ever, I guess, seen as something that could take you into a career or a vocation or anything like that.
It's interesting around, when these students can't go to these competitions or participate in these teams or whatever it might be, when we think about neurodivergence, there's never a question in this space for them. Like, if anything, their hyperfixation on Rocket League is the thing that's going to make them awesome and get them street cred with their peers at school. And so, just socially, it can be really transformative to some of these students. When I was at PAX, I went to the teachers meetup and I was talking to a set of like these two teachers at the same school. They're running the esports team for their school, and like, they had this one kid in there, and he'd never, gone for any leadership, wasn't good at sport, like nothing like that. And then they got to the finals of this one competition, and then he borrowed the teacher's phone to call his grandma, and like, he's like, I'm in the final. I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. So you got this student who was, essentially, a nobody or whatever in that space, and their confidence in themselves, like that, especially at that age, during puberty is actually so impactful, and they will remember that for the rest of their lives. So Dan is doing fantastic work in that space.
I work with like a lot of kids that are like some people call it school refusal, we call it school can't, because like it's not that they're refusing, they literally can't go to school, it's too much for them. Like they don't have any issues coming to next level because it's interest based, like it's stuff they love.
Yes.
One boy that like 100% every single game within like a week of it coming out, and I'm astounded that he has that much time to do that. But I think that he's also like being 10 years old.
He's also probably got like excellent pattern recognition and goes, oh, I know what I have to do, and weaves his way through that game magically.
We'll bring in a new game, and then he's like, okay, this is everything you need to do, and it's so impressive.
He just breaks it down, and you're like, okay.
But it's like, they think other kids like them too, because I think like I am extremely neurodivergent myself. Like again, like probably even if girls didn't get diagnosed when we were kids.
That's
we get
correct.
diagnosed.
Amen.
The wheel stuff.
Amen.
I think we all have ADHD on here. I've got ADHD.
Yeah.
Ellie, do you? Yeah, look at that shifty little face. And then
No,
Well,
I was diagnosed last year after,
I was diagnosed like a year ago from now as well. Yeah.
And it cost me a pretty penny, can I just say? And I went through my whole entire schooling thinking that it was just anxiety. And it's like this much internal noise and like questioning and all that kind of stuff, not fitting in socially because I'm awkward, because I'm
always
anxious.
Being a little bit like different, a bit weird.
Yeah, and always feeling out of place.
Other people's stuff, but then you like it after they like it, and you're like, well, fuck, why couldn't I like it when they liked it? What is this?
The world needs to realize that ADHD is the cosplayer. It is the cosplayer. Cosplayers is everything but what it is. So any competition, ADHD rocks up, everyone's quaking because they're like, oh, that guy, that gal, that they know how to dress up. That's ADHD.
I got sent for assessment from the school carpet psychologist. I was in like grade 4, and it came back going, oh, she's like extremely gifted. Like she's great at class. But
it always looks gifted on girls.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
We went to a psychologist when I was like 19. He's like, this is like, if you look at a textbook for like autistic girls, this is it.
And you're really good in school.
Diagnosed, like, no, you are again like this is all very ADHD. But I think it's been like when I see it in girls now too, where their academic abilities and that mask all these other challenges that they might.
And they don't study. It's the biggest thing. I don't know why girls with ADHD studying's not a thing, but they will still get great grades. So nobody picks up on it because it's like, well, if you're succeeding academically, then you're fine.
Yeah. And I would have been maybe 16 the first time I went, I think I might have ADHD because like I cannot pay attention in class. I get really bored. And other kids got annoyed at me because they go, she doesn't do anything in class and just get straight A's. I was like, well, I go home and do like 6 hours of homework a night. And that was actually like 10-minute bursts of work with 10-minute breaks in between to keep my brain, like, keep the dopamine roulette firing. But then people are like, oh, but you're smart. You get really good grades. Like you can't have ADHD. And that was like, that was 2010. That was not that long ago, but I think there were still those stereotypes that, you were either like a 5-year-old boy getting out of your seat in class and yelling about things. And there's not kids that don't have that presentation, which are the ones who are more inattentive or like they put so much effort into just trying to look like they're paying attention that they're not actually paying attention.
You study the people around you going, okay, well, I've been told that I'm not doing this right. So I'm going to look at the people around me, see what the heck it is they're doing, and I'll do what they're doing. And then hopefully I don't get in trouble.
Being an alien, it's like, how does a normal human?
Yeah, like
they do. And then you're sitting
here
still and looking at the front, and I really need to move. But
look, we're just using our primitive instincts. Like that's very, like how yawning. Yeah, like yawning is contagious, right? And that's actually a primitive. That's a throwback. But Jess, you talk about, obviously yourself. You're in this. You've created this incredible company, and with some help, but. I think you must feel, well, kind of maybe pressured, but also like amazing that you get to be this awesome, cool role model for all of these neurodivergent games and neurodivergent gamer girls.
It does feel pretty surreal some days because, like, I remember my year 12. Like, I think it's my chemistry. She goes, "Oh, these are the best years of your life." I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, is it
I remember that.
What?
It's like,
I was like, "Oh no!" Like, what am I in for? But no, like I would love my 15-year-old self to see this and be like, like you're gonna, put on this stupid 2-kilo wig, and people are like gonna be really happy for her. You're gonna have your own company one day, and like people are gonna think you're cool. Like they're 12, but they're gonna think you're cool. And yeah, sometimes it does just feel unreal that this is what I grew up to do. Because I always wondered, I was like, am I ever, going to belong anywhere? I found it really hard to make friends. And I grew up like in regional Australia. So I didn't really like all my friends. I live in Melbourne now. And all my friends are like so diverse and all like extremely neurodivergent. But you just like in country area, I didn't have the opportunity to meet as many different sorts of people. So then I got out in the adult world and I was like, oh no, there are people like me out here, which is so exciting and fantastic. Great. But it's crazy. And sometimes sometimes I still feel like an imposter. I'm like, what am I doing here? Am I doing it right? But the reality is you get to, like towards age 30, right? And you realize nobody knows what they're doing. And you're all just figuring it out along the way. Like 60-year-olds are still figuring it out. So
can confirm.
Go with it.
You only get to be every single age once. And so you just got to work that shit out as you go. Like,
it's not you get a repeat of the year. Like, imagine if that was a thing. Like you turn one. Okay, you learnt about being one. Now you get to do it like, the best.
I'd be so bored. I'd be like, fuck this. Let's go 2. I'm done.
And maybe you can like age up quickly, like in The Sims or something. If you're just like, okay, I had enough.
I'm gonna skip that. Bye.
Shaye, you've blown my mind with that. You're only like an age once. That's like blown my mind. But I have reflected lately, like I did a lot of stuff as an early 20s because I was like, I'm grown now and I thought I knew so much. And now that I'm kind of like, I'm like 64. I'm like older than 20 now, obviously. And it's so trippy to look back and be like, babe, I am a baby now. Yeah. And you at 20 thought, like, I'm out of high school. I'm grown. I'm over the age of 18. I know so much. I'm like, baby girl, you know nothing. You know nothing. And it's so funny being like, I learn because I'm a journaler. I look back in my journal and I progressively like learn and write things down. I'm like, as time goes on, like I get to learn like this bit and this bob about life. And it's just so cute reflecting on where you've come from. And I think us as a society, we don't reflect on where we've come from enough. Like we genuinely don't. We think that what we've got now or what we're doing now is just not good enough. But if you even think like 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, that's the baby version of yourself. Like you have so much more to go. We need to celebrate ourselves so much more. Like we've come forward so much. And I mean, all 4 of us are very, very young in the scheme of things, even though again, we could be the 20-year-olds of the future. Like you could sit here and be like, oh, I'm so great. I know everything. Wait until you in 5 or 10 years, you're like, I was a baby. I knew nothing. So collectively, everyone, even the audience, take a deep breath. That's us right now. We think we know everything. We don't.
And I feel like you get 18 and there's this mentality, well, suddenly you're an adult, you can drink alcohol, you can get your driver's license, you can
It'll
vote.
click.
It's like, why is it 24
it's just
hours?
like a wall, like,
suddenly, in a position to do this stuff. And I remember trying to get
the answers.
I know all these things now. And I look back and it's like, no, you didn't know anything. And that's okay. You're not meant to. Like, you're straight out of high school and you're still learning about the world. But I think when you kind of get out of that high school machine at the end of it, that you're sort of expected, now you have to figure out what you're doing with the rest of your life. You pick a uni course, you decide if you're going to go and do a trade. And I've got friends now who are, I don't actually think I want to be the thing that I did at uni forever. And some of them get really stressed. It's like, that's okay because it's kind of just your first stepping stone. Like even at Melbourne Uni, I do not know anybody who is still in the field that like they started out in. I think my co-founder started out in like international relations or something was his first.
Yeah, wow. There you go.
And he became a teacher and now we run Next Level together and do a really huge amount of emails.
Emails.
That's what you created it for.
My job is emails.
Every job sounds really fucking swell, but what you actually need to be asking, no matter how creative the job is how many emails do you have to send a day?
Emails.
I promise you, it's going to be more than you'd like to. Dear God.
Why do I have to keep coming up with thanks or cheers or kind regards? There's so many sign-offs.
I don't care.
This email finds you well. There's so many sign-offs. Stop them.
I want more unhinged sign-offs.
And what if
I hope this finds you before I
worst
find
regards.
Yeah.
Yes, worst regards. I'm panicking. Thanks, Ellie.
If you have any questions, don't ask.
Don't email me back. Thank you, Shaye.
Please do not contact me for any further questions.
Surviving but not thriving. I've used that one before at work. That was good.
Panic is real. Thanks to Doomcutie. Like, come on.
No. Oh gosh, have I lost it? No, we were talking about emails. No, it's
Too many
gone.
emails.
Thank you
Don't say
very
the word
much.
emails.
No one tells me.
Everyone's triggered immediately. Everyone's like,
But awkwardly, I also like emails because you say like 3 words, you just typey, and you're like, thank you, and then you can tick it off your to-do list.
Yeah, but when
so like,
I just want to know, okay, if you just happen to be like, there at your desk when you receive the email and you're like, oh, I'll just quickly answer, and then and they answer you back and then you answer them, like how many times do I have to say, yours truly, like, or whatever?
Yes,
like,
yes, or hello, like, hey,
no,
hey,
can I
you
blah, blah, blah. Don't
Mm.
panic. I found an answer, guys.
Okay.
Because this stressed me the fuck out too, right? You have a universal signature that is on everything, and that way it doesn't matter. It's automatically there. So it's fine. It's just
But
it's
Gmail doesn't do that. Gmail, like when you do the initial like to and fro, it puts your like automatic thing.
You'll
But
only
then
do
when
it
you've done
once.
it like like
See,
when
I
you've
use
done it like
Office.
twice, it's different. It doesn't send that.
You can change it. Sorry, this is like all my experience of sending.
Oh, here we go. No,
Oh,
we love a
I
good
see
tip.
it.
And change the settings so it adds the like signature to your replies and forwards
Every
That's
single
what I
time.
do. And it gets to about 4 emails, and I'm like, I'm not going to bother with like the hi, thanks for this. It's just like you know who I am. I know
It's
who you
MSN
are.
now. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Jess.
It's gone to the point where it's like, oi, nerd, get it done. Cheese.
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 Fair enough. Speaking of, obviously getting in contact with people, how did people get in contact with your service? Like, is this something that school psychologists use? Is this something that is available for parents to send their kids to?
Yeah, so we have programs that Matt and I run directly at Melbourne Uni in Carlton. If any of you are familiar with Melbourne geography, Melbourne Uni is kind of like its own little suburb. Now we just keep building buildings. But we have programs there that you can enroll your kids in. If you go to, it's like just nextlevelcollaboration.com. There are forms that you can contact us and join our waiting list. We also do have a teacher training program for schools who want to run next level sessions with their kids, because we know that like some kids, can't access programs that we run directly, but schools have kids that like might need that kind of support, or teachers that are gamers themselves, which are always I love working with teachers. They're always so much fun. But we do have a teacher training program, and we are also piloting an allied health training program for any other speech pathologists or psychologists, occupational therapists who want to run this with their clients. We're piloting.
Is this only in Melbourne, or have you guys expanded to other states as well?
So the programs we run ourselves are just in Melbourne. I got back from Perth like last week because we ran workshops for the Department of Education over there. So we can absolutely work with teachers and like allied health professionals interstate. Because we know the world exists outside Melbourne.
A little.
Really?
It's not that great. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's awesome. If anyone wants to get in touch with Jess or anyone on her team, or even just have a look at the kind of work that they do, the website is actually in the description of this video. It's also been put in the Twitch chat, so just scroll back up and you'll see it. Fantastic.
Directly through to me too. It says Jess and Matt on the signature, but it's Jess.
We know. We know, girl. We got you.
The
We know.
Matt
is not answering themselves. Like
our research man. He's really good, and he's very good at wrangling bureaucracy. And I'm the manager of everything.
Amazing. So obviously, I mean, I don't know how therapeutic spooky games are for anyone. But I don't know.
Like, can I play this? And I have to say no, because there are 10-year-olds here. And I don't think their parents would be stoked about that.
Yeah, no, fair. It can only work out well. Don't worry about it. Like, nightmares are the best. Can recommend. So fun. Much wow.
Well, I don't know. Like, are there any psychological benefits for horror games?
I think, we've spoken about this before, but it's a safe environment to experience an emotion that we usually avoid. And it's kind of important that we understand fear, because when it pops up, if we aren't, I don't want to say used to it, because I don't want anyone living in fear, but if we're not familiar with it, it can overtake and it can cause you to make some really shitty decisions in the moment that you might regret later. So it's good to know that it's an emotion that can happen, but it doesn't necessarily have to control you or your actions.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. That's definitely a valid school of thought. I look, out of all the people here, I just completely avoid scary games, spooky games. And there have been many a joke about, you know, I don't know, strapping me to a chair with some sort of, you know, device on me that, you know, picks up my
the heart
life
rate monitor?
signs, you know, and just laughing at my scaredness. But you know, like, look, it's all fun and games, you know. But I tell you, I have never ever thought that a certain part of a video game would like create such fear in me, and that is camera angles. Now, thank you to the lovely people at Game Pass for allowing the original Resident Evil to be in there. I tell you what, I pooped myself. Okay, literally. These camera angles are deliberate.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
Those stationary camera angles are there to they really pin your eyes open and say, babes, you're not missing a thing. That's what they do.
Don't worry, we got you.
Like orange.
No, they're like, we're going to show you the whole room, but not the doors.
Yeah. And you're like, hey,
Enjoy.
what about that bit? Hey, go back, spin it back around. And they're like, no, don't worry about that bit. It's fine.
This is fine. No, it's not fine.
No, it's
and
fine.
I thought I could do it. I have, and I thought, okay, you know, I remember when I think was it Phasmophobia, or like, I don't know, one of Slender Man or something like that, or like the one that you need to hide in the cupboards or whatever. I don't know.
Alien Isolation. Mm-hmm.
Dude, Phasmophobia, man. I took a friend into that who was shitting themselves, and I had to go and get them out of the digital, like the virtual house. I had to go and retrieve them because they were facing the wall, squatted down, going, Shaye, please, Shaye. I got in. I got them
iconic.
out. I didn't get out. Fucking thing coming down the stairs backwards. I'm like, oi, go back upstairs. I don't want this. I didn't survive. They did.
I find that's the thing with like first person angles too, is you can't, like, I can do third person top down and that, but I find with first person, like, you can't really motion sick, which is not heaps of fun.
I can't see behind
me. Something jumps out of the side into my face. I'm like, ah! And then I'm off the couch and I'm too stressed, like I have to finish.
Yeah, I know. You have a nice wind down afterwards game. You can have like some Animal Crossing or something.
Yeah, like Stardew Valley, and just go and like ancient fruit.
To be fair, like the reason why I've, you know, some people will know like Doomcutie as my like Xbox gamer tag, and like the first game I ever played was Doom, but I had a big, you know, fuck off gun. You know what I mean? Like that was power.
Different situation. Like you got a big gun, you're good.
Yeah, like in Resident Evil, I had like some sticky tape and a broken hammer,
a herb,
and a herb. Like, I'm sorry,
like a leaf.
These dogs,
a random key.
Yeah, for what? Who cares? I'm like running down these hallways, like, oh my. And but people love these, and it's just, is it because like other people love it and you're into it too, or do you just love the challenge of it? What makes you guys tick?
I like scary things.
Sense and storytelling's cool.
Yeah. Freedom of the storytelling too, because there's no topics that have to be avoided in horror. It's not like a lot of other topics where, you know, you can side with rating or perhaps theme. No, horror doesn't give a fuck. Horror's like, oh, so there was a scary thing that came out of the well and ate the villagers' children. Enjoy, fix that, ciao.
That's your problem now.
Yeah, you fix it or don't. I don't know. Deal with it. And it's like, all right, cool. I'll get right on that.
That's so true.
Is like it's creepy and like same thing, like I'm equipped with like a flashlight, like 2 flares and like 8 bullets, and I have to run through this horrific. Like,
but no gun, just bullets.
No gun, just
and I'm like, spitball. I'm not using any of this until like I'm absolutely forced to, because then I'm not going to have it and I'm just going to stress out. But
it's that resilience, like that actual ability.
Yeah, and I was so interested because I'm sitting here like going, oh my god, all these things are chasing after me, screeching, and I started out the game as trying to fight them, and now I'm just like the little wuss that just runs away every time. But there's like the storytelling element that like I was so interested. I had a friend recommend me the game, and it's like it's a full love story in the storytelling too. I was like, oh, this is such like a cool contrast of like it's really emotional. I'm like, it's a bit of a gut punch, but then well the whole time like you're running away from these horrific, like they almost look like the nurses from Silent Hill, like robot nurses.
Yeah, wow, okay, yeah.
Dealt me into the ground. So it's a really interesting contrast of like two
But
very
also the decisions behind the designs, especially in horror, they're not random. Like people like to think, oh, you just drew something
Really
scary. It's like, no. Like everything designed, sorry, not everything, but a majority of things designed for horror games and horror films, there is a breakdown. It's either something to do with the main character's psyche, so something that they fear or something that they're repressing, or it's something to do with the environment. Perhaps something is mutated that way because of what's been around. But there's so much environmental storytelling and character design storytelling before you even get started on anything else. And it's amazing.
So
it's so intentional, like what they include and what they leave out.
It's like a fear lasagna of game design.
Exactly. You're gonna be scared, then you're gonna be scared, then you're gonna shit yourself, and then you're gonna be scared.
And you're going to love it. You're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it.
It'll be delicious.
Okay. All right. I have a challenge for everyone but me because I'm boring. I have no riz.
You play Diablo. That's horror. We told you that.
Yes.
I told you it's not.
That's okay. We told you it is.
The cinematics
totally is.
The cinematics are horror. I think spooky magic I don't consider
literal
horror.
Demons and a child being possessed. I promise you, it's horror.
I think a lot of horror.
The child was like this big. Like maybe if Diablo was first person. Maybe if I had to watch cutscenes of exorcism.
The horror being little isn't. That doesn't mean it's not horror.
I feel like
you don't know about the Sanderson sisters?
Yeah.
Hello? Oh my god.
Sanderson sisters are fucking goals, okay?
Oh, I smell children. I quote that like every week. Every week.
She has a child.
I smell children.
You literally have a kid.
I smell children. Like all the time.
Gonna be like, sorry, mum.
Okay. If you, for some reason, every single horror game was like Thanos, except for one, what would that game be for you?
Oh, fuck.
Don't Thanos my whole genre. I only play horror. I am the horror queen. Why would you do this? Why?
I watched
for what reason?
Many horror playthroughs.
Because this is your version of horror, clearly.
It is. It genuinely is. I was thinking today I should make a reel because horror for me, like especially at PAX, it made me realize because I was especially in PAX Rising, you kind of see everyone's banners. And I was looking for like something that didn't have pastels. I was like, who fucking does not have pastels in this building? Because I need horror and horror does not have pastels. And I found like 2 out of however many there was, like 30, that kind of had like a darker theme. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I gravitate towards horror, like normal people gravitate towards cozy gaming. And I was just like, I need to be scared to feel comfort and to feel love. And so that's really hard for me. But I would say my all-time favorite horror game ever, and it has really it's solidified itself with the remake, is Until Dawn. The characters are so lovable. I love them. My husband is Mike. For those who know, they know. My husband is Mike. My wife is Sam. I'm there. I'm inside of it. I am a friend. So Until Dawn, forever and always. But there is a few horror games that I do love and cherish on the side, like Mortuary's Assistant. But forever and always, Until Dawn for me. It's perfect. Obviously, there's still like flaws, but I don't listen to the haters. The character design is amazing. The location is amazing. The stories, I genuinely can't fault it. So that's my pick personally.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, Ellie.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters
because there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be, because people don't want to admit, but gamers are the biggest sooks. We like genuinely, the 1 second that something goes wrong or something's different from their like mentality or their perception, they have a meltdown. It's cyberbullying. Like gamers are going to sook, but sometimes you just have to like ignore some of the not so favorable parts about something and love the rest of it. And that's just gaming in general. But once you do that,
complain about too, like it can be like the Metroid Prime game where people like fixated on the doors. I'm like, it's the doors.
Yes.
The game is spectacular, and like you're fixated on this
doors.
one door.
But you don't understand the open flappy must have.
It ruins my immersion.
No, totally. Because they did with that Until Dawn and Teeth. The first in 2015, people sucked about the character design and their teeth. And like, come on. Like, put these people that are complaining, pick them up with the claw from Toy Story and chuck them into game design for one day. One day. And maybe stop acting like gaming is a Macca's drive-through. It's not. Get over it. There's going to be flaws in art. That's the beauty of art. Like, get over it. But gamers can't. And so everyone's going to have their gripes. Suck it up. Get over it. But yes, Until Dawn, forever and always. I don't have a tattoo of it yet, but I should get it.
You should. Jess.
I don't know if I guess like I don't know, if I asked my mum, she would definitely think it's a horror game. But like I think Control, like I was so flawed with like I think the world building was really excellent. Like the way like there was a narrative, but all that contextual like richness came from all the collectibles and like reading the documents and watching, you know, like the puppet show. If any of you have played Control, like I'm sure you remember the creepy puppet show video of like this is like what it's like to have the hiss in your brain. Oh, this is so like unnerving for something that's not particularly gory or scary or anything. But I think like, the game also, like the other thing I was really impressed by, it did a really good job of making you feel more powerful as it went along. So I went, so like I'm going to admit, like I'm not particularly great at video games at all. Like when I play Helldivers, I'm the one at the end. I'm like, I got no kills, but I'm getting all my rewards. Yay!
I'm a character hire. No one hired me for skill. Okay, I'm here.
I got personality hire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, at the start, like I definitely found it a bit harder because it's like shooting mechanics and that too. And I'm not an amazing aim, but like as you go further like through the game, it usually I felt like I can actually take on like some of these like teleporting enemies, which are a massive pain because they just come and like obliterate you and then leave again. But yeah, I loved it. I was so. I think I said like before we came on, like I spent like 2 days straight playing this game in lockdowns. I was like, I just cannot stop. I need to know what happens next. And now I'm starting on Alan Wake. I'm just at the last of the Alan Wake DLC, and I'm ready. Like I'm so ready for this weird Remedy extended universe, and then we'll eventually get a Control sequel. And I'm so excited.
I've heard good things. I've heard very good things about Control. I tried Alan Wake 1. And I think I'm on the camp of mechanics maketh a game. And so with Alan Wake 1, which I had never heard of before, and like I have specified, I am a horror gamer. I had never heard of Alan Wake 1 before the Summer Games Fest when they announced Alan Wake 2. And I saw it and I was like, that looks absolutely fantastic. Like I'm in on this. Everyone kind of came out of the woodwork and they said, oh my gosh, love Alan Wake, yada, yada. I went and bought an Alan Wake 1. I was like, I've got to play it before I play number 2. Oh, do not play. That is do not finish. That is a genuine thing that we can all be okay with. If you don't like a game, don't bother wasting your time. It is okay to have spent money on something that you do not want to finish. Sorry, Alan Wake 1 was my do not finish. I played it. The mechanics were trash. I didn't enjoy it. I'm not going to waste my already precious time that we've spoken about multiple times on this podcast. We're all adults. We have minimal time to game. I'm not going to spend that gaming time on something that I genuinely didn't enjoy. I'm just not going to finish it. So unfortunately, I didn't finish Alan Wake 1, but I got numerous DMs on Instagram about playing Control, and apparently Alan Wake 2 is fantastic. So I ditched Alan Wake 1, and I might revisit Alan Wake 2, but Control is definitely on my backlog.
I do agree with you. I have found like so far in Alan Wake 1, the mechanic of having to like break enemies down with the torch and then finish them off. Very like, I find it a bit of a grind and a bit frustrating because then I always like run out of batteries too.
Yes.
And I'm stuck in the thing of like running away to the nearest light going, well, what do I do? Because these things are running after me. I can't do anything about it. But yeah, I agree. Because in Control, you can just like throw stuff at them or shoot them and that's it. But the torch, like, I feel like it takes too long to break down the outer thing to be able to finish them off. And I want to find out weird lore. I don't want to be shining a light on these guys.
Yes. Jess, you're my soul sister. It's decided. Literally, like, that's exactly what I think. And it sucks because you obviously want to enjoy the gaming experience. You want to enjoy the lore. But I think we forget that we've got the internet at our what is it? Disposal. That's the D word. Disposal. So we can just tappy, let's Google, let's read it up, and then let's play Alan Wake 2 modern day mechanics. I can enjoy it. It's worth it. But I didn't mind the fact that I spent, I think it was like $30, maybe $40 on Alan Wake 1 from like EB Games secondhand. Not an issue for me. Like that sort of dollar amount isn't like, oh, I've got to finish it to make it worth it. It does not matter to me. I'm more than happy to say, sorry, not the game for me. Would rather move on. I'm going to go and play something else in that gaming time. And then I'll eventually get to the other Alan Wakes. I'll read up on whatever I've missed and move on. Like it's not a big deal as it once was back in the day where you had no idea what was going on. You'd play the second and it would be a struggle because you just don't know the lore. Not an issue anymore.
Pressure at times to like finish games with like you're not a real gamer. It's like, okay, I'm an adult who has things to do, like washing never stops.
I hate that fucking term. You're not a real gamer, and you're in a position to decide. I don't think so.
I was gonna say, if anyone literally said that to my face hole,
can't finish it. It's okay. Maybe I'll never finish watching The Hateful Eight because I just can't. But like, it's okay to not finish things if you don't enjoy them. That's
you're
an adult who can make that choice.
Oh no, honestly, protect your energy, protect your time. Don't waste your time on things that you're not enjoying, whether it be people or video games.
Amen.
Facts. Shaye, bring us home, babe.
I got you. Okay, so you guys know, right? You know, I can't do first or third person games. It's not because I don't want to. I promise you I bloody do. So I watch a lot, and I mean a lot, of horror playthroughs. So while I may not get to play the games, oh boy, do I fucking watch them. So, but, you know, for this one, let's go with a game I can play. So this will be a bit different. This will be perhaps not the traditional horror that you guys might be thinking, but my favorite game, not even my favorite horror game, my favorite game, Darkest Dungeon. Now, if you guys are playing that, that is full-on Eldritch horror, but in a way that doesn't make me need to vomit in 30 seconds because the camera moved. But the storytelling, the art style, the just absolute relentlessness of the difficulty of that game, it's not there to be your friend. It's there to test your resilience, test your ability to manage stress, to manage a team, and to actually think through strategically while you are under this amount of pressure. And it is fully a game about losing and then getting up anyway and doing it again. No matter how scary, no matter how hard, no matter how many times you've tried, you do it again. And I love it. I love it so much. It's meant to be punishing. And I know for some people that kind of gameplay, it's like, well, you know, what's the point? I don't want it to be punishing. And that's totally cool. There are so many games out there that are not in that area. But for me, I adore it. I love the stress mechanic. I know it's been done in a few older games, but like watching, you know, these people, they're going through a dark dungeon to, you know, hang out with eldritch horrors. Like there's got to be a little bit of stress, you know, it's a little tense. Maybe we're not like our happiest that we've ever been. And their stress meter goes up. But then it's influenced by other party members. Maybe someone's being an ass and they don't like that character and they've said something, stress meter goes up. And it goes up once and it maxes. Do you know what happens? You either get a positive or a negative. So either you handle your stress well or you do not handle your stress well. But then if it fills up one more time, heart attack. You're dead. You're gone.
Is this real life? Because vibes.
Yeah, it sounds like just every day.
Yeah, exactly. It's so unreasonably relatable, and then makes it harder as a result because it's not magical fairy dust stuff. It's like, no, you got stress, you're dead. Have fun. It's like, oh, good. Why? So I absolutely love Darkest Dungeon. It's my favorite. Specifically number 1. I'm not a fan of number 2. It's completely different gameplay. But I must say, recently I was also watching Silent Hill 2. Is it Silent Hill 2?
Yeah, it's Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, fucking loved that. The breakdown of like the characters and why they're designed that way and just everything throughout that game. I won't spoil anything in case anybody's like me and they somehow haven't seen it.
I haven't, but it won't spoil anything.
I think you pick up on a lot of things pretty quickly, Doom. Because for people who understand, you'll understand very quickly. Yeah. You will understand.
I'm here for that. Yeah, for sure. Silent Hill to me is, what would you say, a pioneer of a horror. It is definitely something that people always refer to when they're talking about the horror genre. Silent Hill. Like you've just heard so much about it. And so when Silent Hill 2,
like it's Silent Hill.
Yeah. Yes, and it's synonymous with horror. Like, absolutely.
I couldn't agree more, Shaye. So when that popped up, I was like, I am coming for it. I'm gonna play it. It's like at the top of my backlog. Like
I literally
it definitely is there.
Despite the fact that I know I will get sick quite literally within a minute. I know I will,
That's
but
so
if
hard.
I play it a minute at a time, I'll get through it eventually. You know, it can only work out well.
It might be good maybe if you research, like, because it's a new game, they might have like motion sickness.
Accessibility. Yeah,
no, they can't fix my type of issue because I'm color deficient and I have simulation sickness. I will never adapt. So my color deficiency.
Shaye's just got it all going on.
Yeah, and keep in mind, right? Like,
just lower your frame rate to 1 per minute. Like,
yeah, if I want to be sick, fuck that. Oh my god, no, trust me, I've tried all of the tricks, right? And it's great because I can pass it on to my students, who some of them also get simulation sickness. It's just the tricks never work for me, and I wish they did because there's so many fantastic games out there that I have to watch instead of play, and some of them I can't even watch. Like, I can't watch Call of Duty. It's not fantastic. That one I'm not missing out on. But 2 minutes of a Call of Duty video, I'm gone. I can't tell where up is anymore.
Right, hold on, just let me write this down. We'll vomit. No.
Yeah. Oh no, won't just vomit.
I'm writing all your weaknesses down.
I literally have to sleep for 8 hours to make it go away, and I can no longer tell where up is. So I'm closing my eyes, and it's like, maybe I won't compare it to what I was going to compare it to. The world is spinning. I don't know where up is anymore. It's very
That's
hard
wild.
to see.
That's so fascinating that it affects you that much.
But some VR is okay, so maybe I can do some horror in some VR.
Please play the rail shooter from Dark Pictures Anthology. Please do that because it's so fun and you feel like you're on a roller coaster, but gently.
My thesis is not literally based in VR, right? Like that's exactly what my thesis is on, and it's what my honors research was on. I don't own a VR headset.
Neither. I had to borrow it from a friend.
I had one, and then I had a breakup, and they kept it, and I need one. So.
They were the lost child. Fair.
Thank you.
Dear Santa, Shaye would like a VR headset. Thank you.
And a laser cutter, which is unrelated, but I can make spooky things with it. Thank you.
Just a laser cutter?
Laser cutter. I can laser wood or people. It's variety.
Valid.
Yeah, all right, guys. We have to be multi-purpose here, okay? We're resilient. Resourceful. Also, I just wanted to point out real quick, this is a Hocus Pocus cup. I just realized what I was drinking from. So Ellie, be proud of me. I love Hocus Pocus. It's my Halloween movie. I know it's not like, I mean,
I'm always proud of you, but I'm like doubly proud of you right now because
Little Nightmare in our chat got it for me for my birthday, for my 30th. So
stop it.
It's so cute. Every angle. So cute. Thank you.
Jess, we've got to turn 30 so we get cool gifts.
Yeah. I am honestly, like, I remember people go, oh, like, your 20s are your best years of your life. I don't think that's true. I think your 20s you're figuring stuff out.
Yes. 20s is when you can fuck up and still recover. Okay, that's what that is.
What you want to spend the rest of your life doing. It's like, you know, learn to make money, get your pets, do whatever. And then 30s is where it really starts, where it's like,
you have money,
yes.
you can do things well.
You get hotter, you have the money, you kind of can figure stuff out.
You
go and eat dumplings.
You have
that's your 30s.
The point where you're like, I don't care what people think. I'm just gonna be weird. I'm so done with trying not to be. It's a lot of work.
My wardrobe has gotten weirder and weirder as I've gotten.
Yes,
it's great.
Yes, less crop tops or weird.
Actually, mine got more crop tops. Finally, as I got one of my 30s, I was like, oh, I can wear those, and like, what are people gonna say? What are you gonna say? Yeah. Mine says Gremlin. It's so good.
No, I love that. I think it depends if you go through your little era of like, you know, your little clicky era. And then if you go through it a bit later in life, that's when you fill up your crop tops in your closet. My whole closet, baby girl crop tops, Fortnite crop top. I even have one. Prized possession. My Fortnite crop top. Is it a toddler shirt? Yes. But does it double as a crop top? Yes.
Apparently that's the secret to having those like baby tee vibes is you get them from the kids section.
And it's actually a baby tee.
It is. It literally is because they have all the cool, especially Marvel at the moment. They have all the cool Marvel stuff. So a lot of my one Spider-Man top that I have a lot in my reels, it's a toddler t-shirt from Target. Yes, my other Spider-Man crop baby tee is a crop top. Well, sorry, it is a toddler shirt from the op shop, but it's a crop top on me. Like, no. You don't understand. The toddlers have the best merch. from
got a
all of our
Bulbasaur
favorite shit that they shouldn't even be watching, if I'm honest. Like, I
Actually,
totally
yeah,
should not
no,
know what Spider-Man is. Come on. And I have all the best baby tees because I have the shoulders of a freaking toddler, but the head of an adult where I have to pull myself through it and I have to split the shoulders. It's a daily struggle, but it's worth it for the cool crop tops.
Ellie, I'm just going to cry in the corner because I have a double D cup, okay? I cannot do this,
I don't
love. I cannot.
I have A cups, so
that's the lucky bit, right?
Yeah, Shaye,
So-
you feel me.
Okay, so I'm in the middle, right? Which is sounds like it should be fine. No, I wanted a goddamn Bulbasaur top. Okay, yeah, I know Shaye with a Bulbasaur again, but there was a Bulbasaur top and seeing, and I was like, oh my fucking god, finally, there's one of them. Everyone else is getting their cool fucking Pokemon. I want Bulby on my little shirty shirt. It only came in kids, so I was like, well, I'm pretty pathetically small. Let's see, this can work. Yeah, I got the biggest kid size 12, and for the most part, it was okay. But oh boy, are they not built for any amount of curve.
No
at
chest.
all.
Yeah,
Nothing.
no chest.
And it's still
So it just depends on the.
I'm like,
It depends on the level of elastane in the shirt.
it was not enough.
There was this full like PlayStation themed tracksuit I found at Big W one day, and it was in adolescent boys sizes, and I was like, "This is like, I know the kids
Hey,
call
you
it
can fit it.
now, is that what they call it?" But I was like, "I'd be really cool wearing this bright blue PlayStation tracksuit."
Yeah.
I would walk up to you and I would talk to you.
Like the same thing was like the armpits were really tight.
Yes, the armpit.
Armhole.
Right there.
I'm like, I'm gonna get like friction burns from walking around in my really cool PlayStation tracksuit. And it kind of
Oh,
defeats
like,
the point of
I'm
it.
gonna smell. I'm just
But
gonna
it's
smell,
I'm gonna
babe.
get really sweaty from this. I'm so disappointed 'cause
Oh my days.
It does. It does fit though. You're right. It is the armpit because everything else, like the length of like neck to tummy, like it genuinely fits. The length of arm like genuinely fits. But it's like the armpit section that you kind of have to go and get tailored. Like if you take it out and then sew it to another piece, like it works. But like, who has the time for that?
for a $20 PlayStation jumper.
Yeah.
All I'm hearing.
Man.
All I'm hearing, okay, if you're listening out there and you are in charge of any kind of purchasing for women's wear, could you please take note? Women don't want florals. We want Pokemons. We want game consoles.
Flowers,
Okay,
please.
there's just a lot of floral. If you just like
Pink and purple,
50%,
get rid of it.
yeah, if
And,
you
like,
just remove like
you can-
50%.
Yeah, you
Like,
can still have
look,
it. Not all of it.
I love
you know?
floral, but like, could we just trial maybe like do like a little pilot program, just like Target or Big W, whoever.
No, it makes me so angry when I go to Kmart. I go to the guys section. They've got all the baddest looking games. They've got the cool logos. I go to girls. It's like, oh, you have Minnie Mouse and
Coca-Cola?
Snoopy. And I'm like, fuck your Minnie Mouse off. Give me fucking Doom. What are you doing? Stop it.
Yes.
And then I hear the other argument.
Like,
Oh,
just give me
Shaye.
like comfy cotton.
Yeah.
I don't want these weird
Yeah.
like polyester.
Oh.
I don't want weird fabrics.
Yes.
But I want it to fit.
I don't want
Women
one
want to
headline.
breathe.
I just
No
I
polyester.
get sweaty in anything that I
Yes.
wear.
And like, I can't even just go and get the little dude size because it's still too big on me. So that doesn't work. That's not a solution. Give me the cool shirts.
I do think sometimes like a small business idea would be absolutely fantastic of like minimalist gaming merch. Like sometimes I think like a beautiful sweater with like one quote from your favorite game would be so beautiful. And then like one like minimalistic, like even like wood statue in my house, like say like Lara Croft. Absolutely love Lara Croft. I don't need like a vinyl pop of Lara, but like imagine just like kind of like a timber one of her little ice pick, like something like so understated that I think would be so beautiful. Like sometimes I think like if I had the time to pivot my career to understated gaming merch, genuinely, like I'm not just being like sarcastic here, like genuinely it would pop off. Like tiny shirts of being like, you know, for example, one of my favorite games is Alien Isolation. Imagine like an embossed shirt that says "Have a nice day," which for those who have played Alien Isolation is a working Joe's thing as they beat you senseless and you're dying and the working Joe goes, "Have a nice day." Like imagine just a little like understated merch of that. I think that there is so gaming is almost hand in hand Venn diagrammed of like tacky. I know that's probably like really rude, but like genuinely like gaming goes hand in hand with tacky sometimes.
You know
And
how
we're
you
getting
feel
like
about merch, Ellie.
inundated with like neons and stuff. Can we just have like maybe like pine, like a bit of understated?
Need some olive and some beige.
Bit of sage, like come on,
and black,
like black milk. Like black milk does some nice sort of subtle gaming stuff, but that's the closest I've found
as a
pack. I can't do with their material though. Like black milk do a lot of the
owns a shirt business, Ellie. Yeah, have one.
I have seen one of my lovely streamer friends who has been on the podcast before. Shout out to actually Arcane, Big Diablo and WoW Girly. She actually has some stuff in her merch shop, and if you played World of Warcraft and you have done the raids in Castle Nathria, she has one shirt that says "Scream for me."
Yeah,
it is very nice.
I'm loving this.
Anyway, so yes, basically we're gonna have to do this, or someone's gonna have to do it, and then like let us promo it.
Just you
sponsor us, King.
Yeah,
like we're gonna be there. Look at us, we're all nerds.
And I tell you what, ladies, there's nothing scarier than a passionate woman. Okay. So, and we've been very passionate today, so I can attest to that for sure, and definitely our chat can as well. So thank you all so much for being here, chat. Once again, thank you, Jess, for coming and chatting with us. You've blended in seamlessly, which is I just love that
all
so
the
much.
ADHD.
we find each other. We get excited. We're just like.
But I have what I call it the 5-minute party trick. If I go to a party and like I have 5 minutes conversation with someone, if they instantly leave, I know they're neurotypical and it's just probably not going to work.
Yeah.
If we're like after 5 minutes, we're still chatting and are talking about like eel migration or some sort of weird topic like that. I was like, no,
like something really hyper specific.
We're going to get along, and this is
incredible. I'm so glad you said yes. So thank you. Shaye and Ellie, would you like to promo anything you're doing in the upcoming week? Please do.
Is that okay? Well, I mean, Ellie, do you want to go first or?
Sure. Halloween is tomorrow. A little like this is so like unspecific to just life in general, but I am cosplaying as my boss tomorrow at my day job. I do have a day job. Shock horror. They don't know that I'm doing this, and I work in a serious corporate job, and nobody's going to dress up. I'm going in a full wig and a full outfit, and I'm fine with this. So I'm very excited for tomorrow. Halloween is because I'm the resident spooky owl. Halloween is my all-time favorite holiday. So I'm very, very excited to just be the corporate Fruit Loop tomorrow. In the future, I have been playing Fear the Spotlight by Blumhouse Games. I'll be continuing that on Monday because they do a bit of a Resident Evil 2 type deal where you have a dual storyline. I am up to the second edition of the story. So I'll be doing that on Monday. So I hope that people can come join me over on Twitch, #twerking queen. That is my handle. But yeah, spooky vibes this weekend. We're drawing to the end of October, and I know Christmas is literally like hours away, but I'm going to enjoy Halloween while I can. It is where I thrive. Spooky vibes forever.
Lovely. And if you want to find Ellie and any of her content, her reels are hilarious. And if you want to like find where she's streaming, please do. It's in the chat and it's also below this video. Shaye, there was a mischievous grin on that scary clown face of yours. Please.
The worst bit is I'm just smiling normally. This makeup just makes it look really good. Like, man, I'm liking this. So, much like Ellie, my favorite holiday is Halloween. I absolutely goddamn adore it. So, as you guys know, I work at a university specifically for creative arts. So my students tomorrow, I'm so keen to see what they dress up as. So my students, games and animation, they're going wild. Like, I can't wait. I'm gonna see anime characters. I'm gonna see truly terrifying things. I'm gonna see weird shit. I know that it's okay.
University students are terrifying. Yes.
Oh, I'm just glad they're going to come up with something really scuffed, but I'm wondering which student it'll be, and I'm so curious. there'll be no negative repercussions in the slightest because I encourage this. So it's gonna be great. But no, I'm still trying to sort of toss up what I'm gonna go as tomorrow. So unfortunately, I'm only doing a half day at work, and then I need to go with my partner to a doctor's appointment. So I have to look vaguely possible to standard people, and like I should be allowed into medical places.
I think you should just our makeup. I
was thinking about it. I was like, honestly, hopefully I don't get punched in the morning on the bus though, because someone's afraid of clowns and I scare them. But
period, like what 2014, 2015, where people were like running around as clowns.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, I don't
Very
want to do that
California.
The people tried in Australia. They just got knocked out. It was funny. But no, so tomorrow night I'm going to be playing The Devil in Me, which I am so keen for. That's going to be on stream, so I cannot wait. I've been wanting to get more spooky games onto my channel, but like obviously with the motion sickness it can be hard, but I'm thinking this one might be okay. So I'm really keen.
Or it's going to be amazing and she'll vomit on stream.
Hey, man, either way. And I was like, it's Halloween. It's fine. It's spooky, you know?
I'll support you, Queen. Vomit or no vomit. I'm there for you, Queen.
I'll do it. You better be. I'm going to message you and be like, wait, I'm playing the game. Get in here. Like, bring
Send me the link straight away. I'm there with popcorn and I'm all going to be like.
Well, it's going to be at 7 p.m. my time. So when we start the podcast.
Okay,
and then,
done.
I actually hit 4,000 followers, so I have to announce my giveaway for that because it's just so goddamn hyped that I have so many lovely human beings that decided that they would like to tolerate me. That was their mistake, but it's too late and they're trapped forever now. So
they are here forever.
Yeah. And then I live on the bottom floor now, which is like I moved, which is cool, which means I might be able to get trick-or-treaters. I can dress up my cats in their little capes. My cats have capes. And they sit at the door and they wait for people with me. And isn't that cute? Anyway, that's me.
I won't. I'll be at a child's Halloween disco because I don't have any plans. Not that I was invited, but my children will be attending. So yes, and then we're going trick or treating, which around the town. And as a woman that is as voluptuous as I, going to strangers' house begging for candy kind of doesn't feel like a vibe. So yeah, that'll be horrifying. I can't wait.
Love that for you.
Speaking of hitting goals, we're 5 YouTube subscribers from 700.
Whoa!
So,
we are good.
Okay, I've been trying to tame this YouTube beast so that we can, start, to have threats of demonetization. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to experience that once, really.
So that's a horror as well, you know? You do
exactly.
Like horror,
no. Anyway, so please, if you're watching us on Twitch, please head over to our YouTube channel, which is Thank You Dolphin for linking that in the Twitch chat. And vice versa. If you're only subscribed on YouTube, go to our Twitch. Same thing, same people.
We're pretty close to 70 on Twitch.
Yes, we are.
So it's like 700, but one less zero. So close.
And yes. And you know what? If you do miss us live, you can always go ahead and listen to us after the fact. A lot of our content is evergreen outside of obviously Halloween, unless you want to be spooky every day like Ellie, that's fine. And that's totally up to you. Once again, thank you everyone for being here, and we will see you next time for another episode of Confessions of a Gamer Girl. Bye everyone.